It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Merry Christmas, everybody, and a very special holiday wish from all of us here at 2K Sports.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Ernie Johnson and Shaq and Kenny.
Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, it's
Santa Claus.
What a festive day it is. Tonight we'll see the Los Angeles Lakers as they play against the Los Angeles Clippers. Well, for the Clippers, they've gotten themselves into solid position in the Western Conference standings, 6th place to be precise. A nice spot to be for a team that finished last season on the outside of the postseason looking in. From all of us here at 2K, Merry Christmas!
Ho, ho, ho!
Nowhere I would rather be on this day than here with you guys.
I got a couple other places, but this is not bad either.
I got a couple other places, got a couple other guys.
You know what I got for Christmas
people.
this morning?
Yeah. What'd you get?
Not a dang thing.
No? No gifts?
I'm Santa Claus. Santa Claus don't get gifts.
Oh. Well, it sure is great to be here and be watching NBA hoop, isn't it, fellas?
It is, buddy. It sure is.
Well, I appreciate the helicopter, Santa, that you got me today.
It wasn't Santa. That was me.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right, no problem.
Well, I think the game's just about ready to start. So what do you say we go to Kevin Harlan?
Yeah.
Good idea.
I didn't buy that for you. You got to return it.
Welcome to a special presentation of the NBA on Christmas Day here on 2K Sports. We want to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas. Along with Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. The Clippers looking for a strong start to this road trip. Well, they're entering a bit of a soft spot in their schedule, facing off guys against some of the lower-ranked teams in the league, and we'll see if they're able to take advantage and have their win total.
You know, for Los Angeles, it hasn't been the type of fully dominant season that a lot of the experts predicted, but they're still in a position that many other teams would envy at this point.
And to me, that tells you a lot about just how strong a team they are. I mean, what qualifies as success for others is just okay for them.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got, Paul and Crawford pair up at the 1 and 2. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan, and it's Pierce in at the 3. And so the Los Angeles Lakers get the first points of the ballgame. Here's Paul, and it's Russell with the rebound. Well, there may be some questions for a while about D'Angelo Russell. People will guess which position he's best at in the NBA. You and I saw him firsthand playing for the Bucks. I mean, he is a terrific talent.
Yeah, he really is. I think he's an old-school guard, Kevin. He can play with the ball and be effective, or he can play off the ball. He's got a really bright future. Loved watching him play and grow as a one-year college guy at Ohio State.
Outside, Kobe. Outside, Russell. 13 feet away. And it falls over the rim and in. And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. Paul with the ball. He had 19 points in the win against Oklahoma City.
Yeah, not to mention the 4 big steals on the night, getting after it on both ends.
Now here's Paul. Shot clock at 5. Fires the 3. That's good.
Man, that is not an easy shot right there. I mean, he had to get it off over a much taller defender.
Yeah, he needed to add just a little more loft on that one because of the size mismatch, and he did it perfectly.
Count the bucket. Oh, Kobe's got 5.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Now here's Crawford. 9-point game his last outing. It's stolen by Bryant. Oh, and here we go. Kobe's got another fast break chance. Russell passes to Bass. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist.
They're off and running. Good start here. They've knocked down 4 of their first 5.
Clippers trail by 4. Griffin sets the screen for Paul. Paul can't get that one to fall.
Well, the defense recognized how dangerous he is out there and got right up on him. Didn't give him any space.
Hibbert with the screen. Kobe goes in. Baseline J on the way. No good. And the Clippers will come the other way. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
They just weren't challenged. I mean, nearly as much as they should have been in that game, at least when they had the ball.
Yeah, it was a mismatch. I mean, the defense from the start was on its heels practically the entire game.
Now Kobe following Chris Paul's three-point attempt. On the wing, Bryant, defended by Paul. Hibbert at the elbow. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Inside. Here's Pierce. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
When you're talking about the greatest clutch players ever, that list needs to include Paul Pierce. I mean, he slowed down a bit, no doubt, but don't let that fool you. If you give him any kind of look at the end of the game, he'll cut your heart out.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Lakers?
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
Second free throw, no good. Looking back at Paul Pierce's career, Clark, so many game winners, none more impressive than his jump over Dwayne Wade in the first round of the 2010 playoffs.
Yeah, you know, Shaq nicknamed him the Truth for good reason. I mean, Pierce grew up in L.A. and reportedly dreamed of playing with the Lakers. Ironic that he instead became one of the Celtics' all-time greats.
Here's Crawford after D'Angelo Russell's bucket. Feeds it to Kobe. Back to Russell. And Pierce pulls it down.
Oh, he knows that one should have gone in. That hurts.
Griffin kicks to Paul. To the inside. Young with the steal. Pierce with the steal. Russell against Paul. The dish to Jordan. Picked by Griffin. Clippers moving the ball around. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Griffin's got his second bucket of the night.
Great job of utilizing that screen and finding space to knock down the jumper. Good basketball.
Russell dishes to Hibbert. Russell passes to Hibbert. Goes back up. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Hibbert's got his first points of the night.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
Now here's Paul. And you know the points will always be there for him. He's averaging just a shade under 20 points a game right now. Crawford's shot is good. Lakers leading by 4. Outside, Russell. Hibbert with the screen. Here's Young. The shot is off. Excellent D there from Pierce. The Clippers have gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. And here is Paul. Back to Pierce. Off the pick. Hibbert pulls it in. Hibbert's got 4 rebounds in this game. Now let's go over to Doris Burke, who had a chance to talk with head coach Byron Scott.
He talked about how they match up with a player like Paul Pierce, saying, you know, he's one of those guys who really does it all at a high level. Defend, score, you name it. I think defensively, we may look to double some and force other players to make shots. He's one of the greats. You enjoy the challenge of playing against him and just hope you can have enough to win. Guys, we'll see who carries the day.
Thanks, Doris. And who has been a greater enigma than Roy Hibbert, a guy who can look like an all-star Clark one game and an undrafted free agent the next?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing the kind of swings Roy has had. He's been really good at times. Sometimes he gets in his own way with overthinking things, but I think he's got everything he needs to be an upper-tier center, upper echelon center. Just has lacked consistency the last year or two.
break on the floor, so let's talk about the league's small forwards, shall we, for a second, and see which of them have led the league in free throw shooting this season. And you look at Young, the best in the NBA. You put him on the line, and it's nearly automatic.
And most impressive is that he's done it in the first quarter, in the clutch, whenever, as consistent as they come.
Well, you look at him at the line, you can't tell if it's a preseason game or the NBA Finals. Demeanor and stroke never wavers.
Randall's checked in for Brandon Bass.
And on the topic of Hibbert, he was an enigma in college, had a very encouraging junior season, looked like a future lottery pick, and then that uninspiring senior season, which kind of dropped his draft stock considerably.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Lakers leading by 3. Russell kicks to Kobe. 14 feet away. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Bryant's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
You know, going back to Hibbert, last season was a perfect example of what we're talking about in terms of consistency. One game he puts up 22 and 8, the next game 2 and 1. But you know, every team in the league would like to be in the Roy Hibbert game once the light finally goes on and stays on. Consistency, the challenge for Hibbert.
Now here's Paul following the miss by Kobe Bryant. There's the screen. Paul outside. Clock at 6 to the paint. Here's Griffin, and it's good. Fought through contact. It's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
What a sweet assist by CP3.
And the Lakers with some changes. Black's checked in for Hibbert. Brown comes in for Young. And Lewis Williams subbed in for Bryant. Josh Smith, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Lance Stevenson comes in for Pierce. That's good from Blake Griffin. And guys, Blake Griffin has got to be one of the more humble stars in the league. You rarely hear about off-court issues and interviews. He's engaging and comes off kind of as a regular guy.
That's the way it appears to me, Kevin. The young man has his head screwed on pretty tight and both feet on the ground. He started out as a class act, and he stayed one.
Williams can't hit.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
Always going up for the alley-oop here, and Griffin slams it in.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets. An exquisite pass to set up Clark, that beautiful alley-oop dunk.
Yeah, that was nice.
No doubt there are assists, and then, guys, there are assists. And talking about Blake Griffin, one of the more well-liked players in our league, but also one of the most teed-up players, top 5 in the league for the past 4 seasons. He's been ejected from several games
now,
as well.
2 shots. Loose shots.
And he can't get the first one.
And, you know, getting back to Griffin, it's hard to stay grounded in this league. All the money, endorsements, ad campaigns, commercials, and so forth, that stuff can take you off track. But I think he's going to be grounded and maintain his focus going forward.
And he sinks the second. Lakers were awful in a lot of aspects last season. Their play at home was a major one. Greg, they just couldn't do anything at home. And I think the fans were giving up hope as well.
And given how pricey those Laker tickets are, Kevin,
yeah,
there was a lot to be salty about in Lakerland. So can't be a bottom dweller and charge that much for seats.
And the call will be against Julius Randle. That is his first foul of the game.
This switch has definitely been flipped to on this quarter, guys.
The Clippers shooting their 4th attempt at the free throw line right here. And that one misses. The Lakers trail. Here's Russell. He's coming off a 16-point game against Oklahoma City.
And was a force on the defensive side as well. 4 steals over the course of that game.
You know, the Lakers were a bottom dweller last year. I mean, their home record was 12-29, guys. That was tied for the second worst mark in the NBA.
Now here's Paul. He feeds it to Griffin. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 5 assists tonight.
He's got some serious momentum going right now. He's been great all day. Even last game, he was on fire. And you know, guys, a lot of the problems for the Lakers at home last season was with their shooting. They had the lowest three-point percentage in the league at home. Not exactly friendly bounces for them.
Brown is checked in for Russell. For Los Angeles, they have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today. Clippers were so strong on the road last season. They led the league, Clark, in field goal percentage while on the road. And actually they scored more points away from Staples than in it.
Especially down the stretch, Kevin. I mean, they finished the regular season with 8 straight road wins to get home court advantage in the first round. Superb. Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Now here's Williams. Lets it fly. And it's Griffin with the rebound. Griffin's got his 3rd rebound tonight.
And the Clippers, with those 8 road wins at the end, you mentioned, that pushed their road record to 26-15. That was second best in the league. Also set a franchise high for road wins.
Now here's Griffin. The game against Oklahoma City, very impressive. Redick with the bucket.
Well, if you like offense, that's what you're getting here early on.
This has a little bit of playground feel to it, fellas. I mean, forget about defending. Just outscore the other team. Let it fly.
Here is Williams. Brown outside. Randall dishes to Brown. Williams, that's a 2-pointer. Money from the wing. Williams has got his 2nd bucket of the night.
You know, what's amazing about the Clippers on the road last year, guys, was the context. I mean, they had a bunch of back-to-back games and went 16-4 on the back end of back-to-backs. 11 of those came on the road. Boy, Doc Rivers keeps on leading his teams to successful seasons. As former coach of the year, rarely has a season where his team doesn't meet expectations.
J.J. Redick. How last month turned out for him? First in 3-point field goal percentage, and not many players convert opportunities inside as well as he. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
And not only is he dialing it up from deep, he's doing it with great consistency. One of our league's most efficient 3-point shooters.
The Lakers making a switch here. Socrates checked in. 1:09 left to play here in the first. Paul outside. Down low, puts up the baby hook. No good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Clippers team.
2 division rivals facing off tonight. They'll see one another 4 times this season.
This is definitely the first of many tonight. And in these first games, you always try to set the tone and take that mental and psychological edge.
And one feels bad for the way Julius Randle's career started. I was there that night. First game of the season, 7th pick out of Kentucky in the 2014 draft. Suited up for 1 game, broke his right leg. 14 minutes in, and the guy that comforted him the most, I recall very vividly, Kobe Bryant stayed with him the entire time when he was really in shock on the floor.
He was, and unfortunately, for so many reasons. For one, he had really been progressing in the Summer League, and the Lakers obviously had high hopes for him. And when he went down, that was the start of the rest of the ship kind of going down with him.
Tell you what, you got to love his aggressiveness finishing inside like that.
Well, his leaping ability, Clark, gives him a great advantage.
And that's why they look to get him the ball around the rim. It's either a dunk or free throws every time.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Paul with the ball, picked up by Brown. Out of bounds, the Lakers will take possession.
And you know what? His mind's playing tricks on him right now because he's not going to live that one down easily.
.15 seconds left in the first. Can't hit from the elbow. Tie game in Los Angeles. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a moment. And speaking with Roy Hibbert before the game, he helped illuminate their defensive philosophy. When you have that sort of focus like Hibbert, that kind of confidence on display on a nightly basis, Greg, you are a game changer, and he does change games every night.
You know, and we saw his skill set and execution develop very rapidly over the course of just a couple years. He worked extremely hard to become the force he is on the interior in this game.
And we're ready to get rolling once again here for our Christmas Day matchup. And what stands out to you from the Lakers in this one?
Well, they've dictated tempo with their defense and been able to force some turnovers.
Yeah, and you know, they've also done a good job, Greg, on their end of the floor by not throwing the ball away.
We've got Nick Young, Lewis Williams out there with Bryant. Then there's Robert Sacre, and it's Bass in at the 4-man position. That's who's in the game for the Lakers.
And great effort on the boards, and what a mean
talk
that was, Gabby. You just will not see him ever quit on a play.
That guy is a handful. You've got to have a body on him, Clark, at all times.
And you know what? Sometimes that's not even enough. He'll go around, over, or through you to get to the pumpkin.
Now here's Crawford. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Crawford's got his second basket of the night.
Nothing better than a hustle play like that. It gets the whole team amped up, sets the example for everyone.
And the rejection by Smith. It's Pierce on the wing. The baseline J. Here's Jordan. And the layup's good off the glass. Now it's a 6-point Los Angeles lead.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
Shot's good from Young.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
Clippers leading by 3. Jordan the screen. Redick against Williams. Now here's Redick. He had 19 points in the win against Oklahoma City. Another one falls for the Clippers. Here is Bryant. The pass to Young. Dishes it to Bass. With the fadeaway. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops.
Yeah, quick trigger. And from that range, if he senses the defenders have backed off, forget about it. And really, the last few seasons, the Clippers have been one of the most consistently strong teams in the league. A far cry from when they were a bottom feeder back in the day. They have become one of the premier franchises in the NBA.
All right, Staples Center. Look who's coming to the floor. Come on and get loud for your Laker girls.
Check out the numbers for Bryant. He's been dominant over the last month, putting up about 18 points per, 6 assists, and 6 rebounds. When you have a shooter like him off the bench, it makes scoring so much easier for the bench.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, when he's taking on the scorer's role for that second unit, then the other guys can just stay in their lanes.
Roy Hibbert's checked in for Los Angeles. Russell comes in for Lou Williams. Johnson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Pass with the screen. Russell kicks to Bryant. From 11 feet away, and he gets it back. And he's able to get it back. Good on the shot. Kobe's got 9. Clippers leading by 4. Crawford outside. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. That's on Nick Young.
Boy, for Jamal Crawford, guys, it's been a really good career. Not many guys can maintain his level of quickness after 15 years in the league. I mean, but last season, he finally started to show a little wear and tear.
The first free throw is good. And back to Crawford last season, he was down in field goal and three-point percentage. Plus, he battled with a calf injury that ultimately kept him out of 17, 18 games late in the year.
Yeah, Kevin, but his deep range spread the floor when he was out there. He still has that presence about him that you have to honor him. And he also hits some very timely shots. A dangerous assassin who always needs to be accounted for. And guys, looking at Roy Hibbert, just a mountain of a man, listed these days at about 7'2", 290 pounds, with the wingspan of a pterodactyl. I mean, a true game changer inside when he's motivated and on his game.
Here's Crawford after the basket by Los Angeles. Pass to Redick. Just 5 to shoot. Pierce, wide open, he fires. Falls through, he's now made 2 of 4. Well, talking about Roy Hibbert, he doesn't just have size, he has a strong lower body too, very hard. And you know this, Clark, you worked for the organization, you saw it firsthand. Very hard to back that guy down in the post.
Yeah, and for years he's worked on ways to complement that size with improved training and footwork, even indulging in MMA one off season. I'll tell you what, he'd be one scary super heavyweight if he went the full distance in MMA.
Agreed. And here is Los Angeles now after the basket by Los Angeles. Offensive rebound. Rejected by Pierce. Johnson outside. Crawford passes to Pierce. Lets it go from 14. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Young with the ball. And it's Johnson picking him up. Crawford against Russell. Here's Bryant. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. Russell's got 6 assists now in the game.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number 1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
Now here's Kobe after the miss from Crawford. Hibbert with the screen. Bryant dishes to Hibbert. The shot no good. Jordan with some nice D. And Redick kicks to Jordan. Johnson, the pass to Pierce. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Well, Paul Pierce hinted that he could hang him up soon. He had that amazing run. Has nothing left to prove in the NBA. And I would say, of all the players in last year's playoffs, had some of the most dramatic individual shots we have seen from one guy in a long time.
He did, and you forget he's done that really over the course of his entire career.
Sure.
Just kind of funny to see him doing it in a Wizards jersey, but you talked about it. He's going to go down as one of the all-time greats, no doubt about it. So many big moments over the course of his career. And also, for all the kids out there, the best maybe footwork we have in our game, if you want to improve as a player, watch Paul Pierce's footwork.
He hits the second from the line.
Well, the competitive nature was on display early in the career of Pierce. I mean, he has willed his teams to win his entire career and is baffled by anybody who doesn't want to win as bad as he does.
Now Russell, 5 points in the game. His shot is good, scores his third basket in 6 tries, shooting 50%.
And that competitive nature that you talked about with Pierce, that's really what sets him apart. He had so many great clutch moments in the postseason. Easily one of the most clutch players in recent memory. Man, that is a missed opportunity right there.
And he'll be the first to tell you, Greg, that's one he should have knocked down.
Crawford and Hibbert with the block. Pass to Russell. Hit the floater, and the layup is up and in. Now just a 2-point Los Angeles lead.
You know, obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
Johnson sets the screen for Pierce. The offensive rebound. A nice shot by Jordan. Jordan's got 6 points in the quarter.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Redick against Russell. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Russell's got 11 points. The Clippers have gone 8 of 15 since we began the second quarter. Excellent shooting. Johnson, wide open, he fires. Drills the three-pointer. And the Clippers lead by 5.
You know, he's going to continue to bury those if that's how they're going to D him up.
Young against Johnson. Russell with a wide open look. His three-pointer's off the mark. Los Angeles leading by 5. Redick with it. 12 points for him. Passes to Jordan. Crawford outside. Pierce with a screen for Crawford. Shot from the wing. And that one hits back iron.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Well, it was the Los Angeles Lakers in their last game, a loss to Oklahoma City. Kicks to Johnson. Jordan at the elbow. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Redick for 3. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
Russell dishes to Young. Back to Russell. And basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
Really hard to find fault with anything he's doing this quarter, at least at the offensive end.
You know, obviously, there's some things out there he does not like and wants to talk it over.
Well, Greg, you play and you envision yourself as a coach as well. So, sometimes you need to make some adjustments.
We've seen some defensive wizards among the NBA's freshman class this season. Let's now take a look at the rookie steal leaders. Second, D'Angelo Russell.
How about the anticipation and really his aggressive mindset defensively? He's always pressuring, always looking for an opportunity to force a turnover.
Yeah, and I think it's a unique talent and instinct he has. I mean, timing out the dribble, seeing the pass before it happens. Really excellent hands when he goes to strip the ball, and I think he's only going to get better.
2 straight seasons of no playoffs for the Lakers after last year's miss. Not what they were hoping for.
It's going to be a growing process, Kevin. I mean, they had a young team and an injured superstar in Kobe both years. Hard to make the playoffs in that situation.
So it's the Lakers now. There's a screen. Down low. Black kicks to Randall. Brown outside. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
And guys, for the Lakers, you'd have to go back almost 40 years to find a time when the Lakers missed the postseason in back-to-back years. Fortunately for them, they won 2 titles in the next 6 years after that.
Here's Russell following the basket by Lance Stevenson. Russell kicks to Randall. Brown the pass to Brown. Back to Brown. He dishes it to Randall. 4 on the clock. Pulls up. And it's Brown missing.
And it's doubtful that the Lakers will win multiple titles in the coming years unless something drastic happens. Still, this is a franchise committed to success, and they'll do whatever it takes to get back into the postseason.
The drive by Paul, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Brown dishes to Russell, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Well, when you think of the great playmakers in league history, John Stockton per game averaged double-digit dimes. Think of this. For his career, 15,806 career assists. A record you knew right off would stand for a very long time.
And, guys, you know, you look up point guard in the dictionary, and there's a nice little picture of John Stockton there. I mean, he is an unreal distributor. Controlled the game like no one ever has before or since. It's no coincidence that Utah never missed the playoffs in any of the 19 seasons that John Stockton was at the helm.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
That free throw missing. You know, you work hard all season, Greg, to try and get into the playoffs, then get a favorable first-round matchup. How about the Clippers last year? Followed those steps. They're rewarded with the first-round matchup against the defending champions of the league, the San Antonio Spurs.
And not only were the Spurs the defending champions, but they came in playing terrific basketball down the stretch, which is kind of what they are noted for. And the Clippers, though, did well, even though that was the case.
Boy, I tell you, it was a tough road for the Clippers in the playoffs. They get by the Spurs in round 1 in a 7-game emotional series, then immediately have to go up against the Rockets in round 2.
Lakers trail by 9. And Williams, there we go. And that one's good. Williams has got 6.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing. And we all remember the Clippers would go up 3-1 against the Rockets. They had that 19-point lead in the 4th quarter of Game 6, but couldn't hold on to it and lose Game 7. And it was one of the biggest series collapses, really, in postseason history.
And Paul pulls it down.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those balls.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for Los Angeles?
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And it doesn't look like they'll be giving up on any plays tonight either. Their offensive rebounding has also been equally as impressive.
And Paul drills both of them. Well, at this point in his career, Clark, it's safe to call Chris Paul one of the all-time great point guards.
Yeah, without question. I mean, for a long time, it was hard to argue that Chris Paul wasn't the top point guard in the league. Even now, you can make arguments for others, but Paul is always going to be in the conversation.
Clippers leading by 7. And he lobs it up toward the rim. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. It's Brown with the drive. And it's Russell missing.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Knocked loose. Stevenson against Brown. And it's Stevenson missing.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Now, here is Russell. He's got 14. Williams up on top. Covered by Reddick. But they'll get another chance. Sacre, good.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. The Clippers lead by 5. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Hi, Kevin. I'm here with Chris Paul. And Chris, you've been out rebounding them and out shooting them, but it's still a tight game. Why haven't you been able to get more separation?
I think right now we're playing at that tempo. You know, we need to pick up the pace. Defend, rebound, run, and pick up the pace a little bit.
Chris, thank you. Kevin, for this team, the faster, the better.
Thank you so much, Doris. Great interview as always. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball shortly.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're going to break down the first half action for you. The first quarter was all about Blake Griffin. He ended up with 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. And taking a look at the Clippers, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Well, the reserves really came through when they needed a spark. This is a close game. Any points you can get from your bench are huge. I thought the bench guys came in and inserted themselves like they wanted a starting spot. And that's what you want. Subs who are ready to produce the moment they step on the floor.
Shaq, your take on the Lakers.
See, Ernie, this is what I'm talking about. You know, I was the king of this. See, you got to pound that ball in the paint, and they were doing that. I like to see more of the same in the second half. Don't start shooting jumpers now.
Just about time for the third quarter to get underway, and we'll see you again at the Horn.
It's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. You look at Blake Griffin in this game. He's been everywhere.
He created a lot of quality shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
And that led to a very high points per shot number for him. For those of you that are into analytics, that stat really tells how efficient a player has been, and he's been very efficient so far.
Lakers trail by 5. So for the Clippers right now, inside it's Griffin and Jordan. Paul and Crawford pair up at the 1 and 2. And it's Pierce in at the 3, the small forward. Now here's Bryant. Puts it up from 12. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Jordan's got rebound number 5 here tonight. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
And a lot of teams are looking for coaches that embrace analytics and look at data-driven approaches. Coach Scott is not one of those guys. He's an old-school coach who goes with his own perception.
And former Coach of the Year Byron Scott now with the Lakers. And as you said, Greg, he's not an analytics guy. And Clark, I think he's a guy that the eye test for him is huge.
Yeah, he feels a lot. Terrific communicator and storyteller. Great experience as a player and as a champion. And I think that all is evident in his coaching style.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Griffin's shot is off. Lakers trail by 6. Hibbert with a screen on Paul. Russell with it. And Griffin picks him up defensively. And then Hibbert with the dunk.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Now here's Griffin. The feed to Paul. Back to Griffin. And they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
Here's Young. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. Kobe goes in. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Kobe's got 13.
And that's a great piece of work to get to the hoop there. Just tore the D to shreds.
Griffin kicks to Pierce. Good. And the Clippers lead by 6.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Now here's Bass. He's got 6. Shoots from 12. Great D that time from Griffin. Los Angeles leading by 6. Pierce the pass to Crawford. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. Here's Paul. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Paul's got 7 points.
You know, I think he just wants to tinker with the game plan a little bit, and I think that's a wise timeout.
And part of it, too, Greg, was he saw some things going on out there that he didn't care for.
Moment here, let's take a look at our rookie leaderboard and who's putting up the most points per game. Second, D'Angelo Russell.
Well, coming in, you wondered how his talent would translate at this level in terms of scoring. And I gotta say, apparently, it's translating pretty well.
Well, you know, hey, as a rookie, it's always hard to earn the respect of coaches, but he's earned every minute he's gotten this season. Just a terrific offensive threat. Well, clearly the Lakers were not a great team. I mean, they did have one of their better bench units last season. They led the league in points off the bench, but that was more an indictment of the quality of the starters than the firepower of the bench.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Lakers trail by 10. Hibbert with a screen for Russell. To the middle. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
Last season, the Clippers came away with the 3rd seed out west. They were very tough in conference and managed to get 37 of their 56 wins against Western Conference teams.
As you said, for the Clippers, 37 wins last year against the rest of the West. That total was the 2nd most against the rest of the West among any team in the league. Trailed only Golden State in that regard.
And you know what? They played the top West teams tough as well. One of only 3 Western Conference teams to be over 500 against the rest of the playoff teams from the West.
And both free throws good for Roy Hibbert.
Well, somehow the Lakers managed to avoid ending up in last place in the West last season. Still, it's a far, far cry from the Lakers teams of the past. Only 21 wins for them on the season.
And so the ball out of bounds. Hibbert touched it last. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the 3rd. Outside Griffin. He kicks it to Pierce. On the wing, Jamal Crawford, guarded by Kobe. Knocked away. Young with the steal. And now Young running the floor all by himself.
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
Pierce. The Lakers with the rebound. Hibbert's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. And for the Lakers against the rest of the West last year, they only went 9-43, Greg, in their own conference matchups.
Yeah, and never a good sign when less than half of your wins come against your own conference. The Lakers know they have a long road ahead of them to get back to their years of Western Conference dominance.
Here's Pierce following the bucket by the Lakers. That's his 6th field goal today, and that makes him now 6 for 11.
And you know what? He's shaking off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
Russell against Paul. Russell dishes to Young. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Clippers.
Boy, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
Couple that with just how well they've shot it from beyond, and they've made this thing look easy.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
And guys, it looked like Nick Young had finally put it all together. I mean, he had a huge campaign 2 years ago, signs a new 4-year deal. Then last year, disaster strikes. I mean, he provided very little to the team outside of shooting the basketball. And even with that, he dropped to a career worst, 37% from the field.
And here we go. Fast break. Paul's got it. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Johnson against Young. Lakers working the ball around now. Feeds to Brown. Clock at 6. Right side, Bryant. And taken away by Paul. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Crawford, no luck.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempts.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
Well, Greg, getting back to Young, it's tough to completely judge him on last year's numbers because he was fighting through knee injuries, ankle injuries, all kinds of things. Clark only played 42 games.
Yeah, but when he's right, he can light it up. I mean, he's a go-to scorer, but he just never got right last season.
Lou Williams is checked in for the Lakers. And so he's able to get one of two. Andre Jordan has been extremely productive over 7 years. That makes it even more unbelievable that there was some question, Clark, as to his commitment to basketball coming into the league.
Yeah, you know, on talent and athleticism alone, he would have been a top 10 pick for sure, but he slipped to the second round, and he's made good on it, though.
And he gets it to go. Black's got 6.
And all of a sudden, the shots now falling in bunches. The complexion of this game has completely changed.
Yeah, and that was the only thing that could have brought him back in this game. Everything had to start dropping. And boy, have they gotten on a roll.
And watching DeAndre Jordan, he's really refined his game over the years without losing the athleticism. He's that rubbery, long-limbed athlete that transcends age. And so far, I've seen zero drop-off in his leaping ability and quickness. But no question, he's improved his skills and IQ.
Here's Griffin following the score by Lou Williams.
Blake Griffin doing all sorts of things. He's got 19 points, and he's made some good decisions with the basketball, too.
And being smart with the ball like he's been today, Clark, I think it's critical for him and them. He should repeat that every game.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Lakers.
Well, I got to say, one thing that stuck out all game is the consistent penetration they've got.
Yeah, but I also like the balance because they're doing a great job of getting inside and converting around the rim. I really like their aggressiveness.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Julius Randle comes in for Roy Hibbert, and it's Brown in for Young. And then for Los Angeles, Josh Smith, he's checked in for Jordan. Lance Stevenson comes in for Johnson. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Jamal Crawford. Blake Griffin hits them both. And here's Los Angeles. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Brown kicks to Williams. Randle with a screen for Williams. They get it back. Randle with the bucket. Randle's got it all tied up now for the Lakers.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Ball passes to Smith. A floater, and that is good. Smith's got his first basket of the night. The Lakers on offense. They're on a 14-6 run. Picked by Randle. Brown against Redick. Left side, Brown. Just 5 on the clock. Williams with the ball. Now Smith defending. And the rejection by Smith. And that'll be the Lakers as it goes out of bounds. Lakers retain the possession. Robert Sacre, he's checked in for the Lakers. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation.
A brief check now of the stats for Griffin. He's been on a remarkable tear this past month. He's averaging 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. And he does the heavy lifting on the glass, throwing himself into the rebounding battle with just complete effort.
Sure is. I mean, he thinks every rebound is his, and most of them are. That's why he's putting up such big numbers.
Now here's Griffin. 21 points in the game. Randle grabs the board.
I think in that situation, that was a nice try to create some space for himself with the fadeaway.
Redick against Williams. The dish now to Randle. 5 on the clock. Brown kicks to Williams. For the lead. No good. The Clippers go the other way with it. They've led by as much as 10. They'll be off next to Utah for a meeting with the Jazz. And that game will be game 2 of 5 out on the road.
And no doubt the Lakers had some defensive issues last season. I mean, no true center on that roster. And at times they were just feasted upon on the inside.
Now here's Brown. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. Brown, good. Lakers did have problems defending inside, Greg. You're right, both on drives, Clark, and on post-ups.
Yeah, you know, they were second to last in the league in field goal percentage at their own rim. And rim protection is more than just blocking shots. So they got a lot of blocks as a team, but anything they didn't block went in.
And it's the Clippers with the ball, following the three by the Lakers. The shot by Redick, no good.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
It's Williams with the drive. Sacre, and unable there to get the go-ahead bucket.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
Now here's Williams. He's got 10. And here's Randall. Brown outside. And again, Los Angeles with the triple. Neither side has relented a bit in this back-and-forth affair.
Well, 8 lead changes, Kevin, so far as the teams are battling it out here in the third.
And you can sense the energy in the building already as this game is starting to build towards having a terrific finish. Way too many shots in close, and he's got to get his guys to cut that down in terms of points in the paint.
Clearly the reason for the timeout, Greg. I mean, he wants his guys to toughen up inside and start protecting the rim.
Go to our 2K leaderboard. Three-point shooting, where you expect to see some high percentages from the shooting guard position. And that's just what this group has provided. Take a look at Redick. He's absolutely deadly from outside.
He just oozes with confidence out there beyond the arc. That's where he makes his living, as he should. I mean, given how efficient he's been from long range.
Well, we've all heard ball don't lie. Well, numbers don't lie either. I mean, he's got range that I'd put up against anybody else in the league, shooting guard or otherwise. He's an assassin.
Now, here's Redick. 15 points in the game. 11 feet away. The rebound by Sacre. 1:44 left in the third quarter. Williams dishes to Russell. He feeds it to Sacre. A three ball. And it's Russell missing. The Clippers trail. Ball outside. It's Redick on the wing. And again, no good by the Clippers.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Russell kicks to Williams. And he gets it to go. Williams has got 4 points in the quarter. Clippers trail by 4. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Screen by Smith. The pass to Griffin. They need this. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And an interesting byproduct of Blake Griffin extending his shooting range and his perimeter defense, Clark, his rebounding numbers have gone way down.
Well, it's hard to have it both ways, Kevin. I mean, the team needs him to keep working on his perimeter game, and if he's out on the perimeter, it makes it tougher for him to get rebounds inside.
And the first one drops.
And on the topic of Griffin's rebounding, there's another force that helps submarine his numbers. DeAndre Jordan. Over the past few seasons, as Jordan's boards went up, Griffin's have gone down. Now, you'd think with the 2 elite rebounders that the team would finish better than 20th in rebounding last year, but that's another story.
Griffin hits them both.
And back to Griffin for a minute. I think he will soon find the balance between his emerging perimeter game and his rebounding. 7.5 boards a game, far too few for him last year. He's likely to return to double-digit rebounding averages, I think, sometime soon.
A baseline J, and the basket by Stevenson. Stevenson's got it all tied up now for the Clippers. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Picked by Randall. Bryant passes to Randall. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And these are his second and third free throws tonight.
You know, when you look at his numbers this season, he's had a respectable number, 77%.
All right, now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. Both free throws good from Randall.
You know, they've really improved at the line from the first half. Things have gotten a lot better. They've gotten there a good number of times, and they've converted a high percentage of them.
Here's Paul. 7 points in the game. And a miss there on the triple. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Lakers ahead. They lead by a bucket. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. Clippers shooting it pretty well, close to 50%. Russell is out there with Bryant. Then it's Roy Hibbert. Then it's Brandon Bass. And it's Young in at the 3 spot. That's the Laker 5. And that one's good.
He hasn't really done much on the offensive end, but he's worked within the team concept to help them get the lead. He's done some other things other than scoring to help his team get the lead here.
Now, here is Russell. On the wing, Bryant. Shot clock at 6. And Pierce pulls it down. Pierce has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Jordan kicks to Paul. Outside, Pierce. Jordan the screen. That's good from Paul Pierce on the assist by Smith. Now it's a 3-point Clipper lead.
Man, he is just really in a flow right now. That field goal percentage has gone through the roof.
Russell kicks to Kobe. Back to Russell. Hibbert with a screen on Paul. Russell dishes to Hibbert. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Great game for him. Double-double now. 10 points and 11 rebounds. Paul kicks to Smith. The drive by Paul. And good on the basket. Book it. And the Clippers lead by 3.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
That's a brain freeze right there from the entire defense. Now is not the time to lose your focus.
Dishes it to Smith. Pass to Pierce. The 8-footer. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Smith's got 3 assists in the game. The Lakers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Ryan against Crawford. Nice D from Crawford.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips now on the floor. Excellent.
4 straight passes leading to scores. Great team play.
Here is Bryant after Paul Pierce's score. And it's Bryant missing. Clippers leading by 5. Coach is liking Clark what he's seeing from his offense.
And shoot, why wouldn't he? I mean, guys, they're filling it up with ease, executing, getting quality shots. I mean, this is fun to watch.
And guys, they put the defense on the defensive.
Now here's Bryant. Josh Smith unable to get his shot to go. Looking to get it going. He takes it up and lays it in. And that's 15 points for Kobe Bryant.
Only the one made basket in the fourth. He hasn't provided them with a whole lot offensively.
Smith up top. He's guarded by Bass. Crawford's shot is good.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
All right, students, and Lucas coming on the court. Come on and get loud for your Laker girls.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Yes, during that break, Coach Byron Scott had some words for his team. No surprise, really. The turnover situation was the focus. He told them, listen, we're giving it away, guys. We've got to protect the ball, play within ourselves, and get quality shots. Kevin?
And the Clippers making a switch here. Griffin's checked in. Now, here is Russell. Pass to Young. Bass with the screen. Nick Young on the wing. Pierce covering. Pulls up on the wing. And that one goes long. Clippers leading by 5. Crawford drives in. Reverses. And Pierce with the lay-in. Pierce has got 8 points in the quarter.
Well, I like the way he's turned the heat up here in the fourth. I mean, that makes him an 80% shooter so far in the quarter.
Russell passes to Bass. And Griffin sends it back. Now the Clippers moving it up. Paul with the ball. Ball against Russell. And it's Bryant at the elbow. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. 17 points for Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Griffin a screen on Bryant. Crawford drives in. Crawford missing again.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
Over to the wing. Puts up a 3. That one's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Russell.
Defensively, they can't afford to back off of him that much. You don't want to be giving up easy threes, especially at this stage of the game.
Now here's Jordan. To the paint. Pierce dishes to Griffin. That's good. Griffin's got 25 points in the game.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
One shot. Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Free throw, no good for Russell. The Clippers have gotten exactly 2/3 of their shots to find the bottom of the net here in the fourth. 8 of 12.
Blocking foul called on Kobe Bryant. That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
On defense, the Lakers. Crawford outside. Here's Jordan, and he lays it straight in. And the Clippers lead by 4.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Russell against Paul. That's tipped. Pass to Jordan. Kicks it to Crawford. Crawford missing again.
Well, he's building a house with those bricks. I mean, one reason is he keeps trying to force it up when he's defended well. Move the ball. Share the sugar.
Now, here is Young. Hibbert with the screen. And Young kicks to Hibbert. 6 on the shot clock. And here we go. Fast break. Crawford's got it. He dishes it to Paul. The feed to Jordan. Jordan the screen. 5 on the clock. Offensive rebound. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
Nothing too fancy, just simple execution. That's getting the job done when they need to make every possession count.
Completely agree with that, Clark. They need stops and really can't afford any wasted possessions. Those inside shots are nice, high percentage looks. And tired legs affect you at the defensive end first, and that's what we're seeing here.
You called it, Greg. As much offense as we saw early, we're seeing even more of it here late.
And it's sent back by Russell. Lakers trail by 4. Outside Bryant. And it's blocked by Jordan. Crawford against Young. Paul passes to Crawford. The three-pointer off the mark.
Oof, rough shooting night tonight, but you can't fault him for the effort.
And it's Kobe missing. Clippers leading by 4. In the corner, it's Crawford. Crawford missing again.
And since halftime, he has just been ice cold. Just can't seem to get anything to go his way.
The drive by Russell. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. Russell's got 9 points now in the quarter. The Clippers shooting it well here in the fourth quarter at 50%. Paul kicks to Pierce. All sorts of time. And it's Roy Hibbert with the rebound. Hibbert's got rebound number 13 with that last one. Hibbert with the screen. Bryant with it. Now Pierce defending. Bryant dishes to Hibbert to tie it up. The Clippers grab the miss. Pierce the pass to Paul. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Jordan kicks to Paul. He lobs it up. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And guys, mark that play right there, because that could be the one that leads to a surge to break this thing wide open.
Now here's Hibbert. And here's Young from the arc. Crawford with the rebound. Paul outside. Jordan dishes to Pierce. Griffin sets the screen for Pierce. Off the screen. Hits some rim on the way in. And the bucket's good. And now it's a 6-point Clipper lead. Lakers shooting about 47% here in the fourth. Crawford against Bryant. Looking to end his cold spell. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Take a look at what Kobe's done. He's got 17 points and some assists, too. How about 3 of them?
And, guys, really impossible to say where he's been better, offensively or defensively.
I agree with you, Greg. I mean, he's not missed a beat at either end. That's obvious.
Shooting 2.
No good on the free throw. J.J. Redick's checked in for the Clippers. He hits the second from the line. Los Angeles leading by 5. Now here's Paul. Griffin kicks to Pierce. Feeds to Paul. There's the triple. That's good. And that's a double-double for him now. 12 points and 11 assists.
First 3 of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
Bass with the screen. Griffin with the steal. Now the Clippers moving it up. Paul, no one around him. And another 3 for the Clippers.
Savvy move to pull up from three-point range on the break there. When you can shoot it like he can, if you've got it, take it.
It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Griffin's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Paul outside. Picked by Griffin. A 3-ball. And J.J. Redick good for 3. And the Clippers lead by 14.
And since the start of the fourth quarter, that three-point shot has just been there.
Yeah, exactly. Doing an excellent job, I think, finding the open guy on the perimeter. And the three-pointer is a major weapon for him right now in this quarter.
Now here's Jordan. He kicks it to Paul. Jordan the screen. Shot clock at 5. From deep three-point range, Redick with the bucket.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for Los Angeles.
You're right, Steve, and they're fully in control now, but there were some tense moments, I thought, Clark, for them throughout this game.
No opportunity really to coast, although the score may appear that they did. I love the way they came together whenever things started to look bleak.
And in terms of the season record, this is going to be their 18th win overall.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
Especially because they're going to get together 3 more times this season, Greg. You love to get an opponent figured out early when you're going to be seeing them that often.
And we've come to expect nothing less from one of the league's elite players, but another tour de force for Blake Griffin. You can't look back at too many major moments in this game and not see his imprint put all over it.
Paul outside, so the Clippers winning this one easily. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Paul, congratulations on this win, and you continue to deliver terrific games like you did here tonight, even after struggling shooting the ball, which you were able to fight through. What allows you to keep working so hard at such a high level?
You know, I've been in this game a long time now. I know I can just keep grinding it out. I know what type of player I am over the years, and I know that, it'll turn around. You know, I'm a player that's never going to lose my confidence, and that's all I can say.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
Doris, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. And standing by for the post-game show, let's head over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Blake Griffin. Just a monster first quarter of the game. He came out hot and just never cooled down. That boost he gave his team early on, a huge factor. And Kenny, you had some words earlier while the game was going on. What do you think?
Is there anyone in the NBA who's more straight up scary than Blake Griffin? I don't think so. Big, strong, powerful, with the skills to match that athleticism. If you're a defender in the post and you see Blake Griffin coming down the lane, the only thing you think is, uh-oh, the man is just a beast.
His accuracy from the field was pretty eye-catching. I mean, if he was shooting the ball, it was going in. You rarely see a performance like this with this crazy high shooting percentage. Wow.
And that will do it for our special Christmas Day broadcast of the NBA here on 2K Sports. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon, and good night, everybody.